So the Cookout Southern 500, the final race of the Cup Series season in the regular season, and of course it delivered. What a race, man! Dude, honestly, like, this was incredible. We had drama right from the very start to right at the very end. We didn't know who was going to make the playoffs and who wasn't. It was just fantastic. You know, honestly, incredible stuff. So with all that in mind, guys, here I am, 5 things review from the Southern 500. Incredible stuff, like I said. Let's try and summarize this as best I can in 5 points. So the first thing I want to talk about, the first driver I want to talk about is none other than Martin Truex Jr. Now, he was the highest placed driver going into this without a win, so technically he was not officially confirmed for the playoffs. However, this race did not go to plan for him at all. It was an absolute disaster. Literally on the second lap of the race, he took too much speed into one of the corners. He made contact with William Byron. That sent him to a spin. He took out Ryan Blaney as a result of that. A big crash between him and Ryan Blaney. Truex Jr. in the end classifying all the way down in 36th. A bit of a disastrous race for him. He came on the radio and just basically said, "I'm an idiot, I'm stupid," which, yeah, it was not the smartest move so early into the race. Yeah, a bit of a disaster for him, like I said. Blaney not continuing either in this one, classifying 37th. But it's okay for Truex in the end. He did end up qualifying for the playoffs, but he comes into the playoffs in a pretty bad form. I mean, you look at his recent results, he's not finished in the top 20 in any of the last 5 races. He will do very well to get through to the final 12 with that kind of form. He needs to get in better form very quickly with that. But of course, things can turn around very quickly in NASCAR. So the second thing I want to talk about, Bubba Wallace, he started on pole position. He was very much a driver coming into this. If you saw my playoffs explain video about who could make it into the playoffs, Bubba was very much on the bubble going into this one. He started on pole, which is perfect for him, but unfortunately for him, he got overtaken by Kyle Larson through the pit stops in stage 1, and Larson ended up winning stage 1 as well. And Larson, on top of that too, dominated stage 2, picking up some more stage points. Because of that, he heads into the playoffs with the highest points total. He has a small advantage there because of how many stage wins he had. I think he's had 10 stage wins plus his 5 victories so far this season. It's been a few, hasn't it? And 4, I think, not according to this on here. So yeah, Larson excellent with that, but he didn't win the race. There was someone else battling out for the race for this one. But the third thing I want to talk about, let's talk about the battle between Chris Buescher and Bubba Wallace. Now, I did just mention Wallace here, but they very much seemed as though they were in a shootout really to try and get into the playoffs. 2 guys on the bubble, but the thing is, it did not go to plan for either of them really, particularly for Chris Buescher, having contact with a Todd Gilliland in the final stage of the race. Gilliland ended up going into the wall, getting some punctures. That was his afternoon over because of that. Buescher unfortunately finishing down in 6th place, which was not enough for him. It was a good result for him on the day, in fairness, but not good enough to make the playoffs. He realistically had to win. The same for Bubba Wallace too. He ended up down in 16th. He got caught up in contact in the latter stages of the race too. But yeah, we'll get on to who actually won this race very shortly. But I want to give a mention for Kyle Busch. Now, Kyle Busch is someone who had such a tough season. He's come close to winning on a number of occasions, not least at the Daytona 400, the 400-mile race at Daytona the other week. Coming so close to the victory there, and coming so close to the victory again here too. Another 2nd place for him, back-to-back 2nd places, but it's win and you're in, and if you don't, unfortunately, as we probably say in the UK, you're in the bin. You're not allowed to go any further than that really. I feel for him because he had a really bad race at the start. He actually made contact with the wall pretty early on, running down in the 30 odd positions. He was like 35th when he had his contact with the wall, which wouldn't have helped his performance. It was not a particularly big bit of contact, but it would not have helped either. But he battled through, absolutely incredible performance after that to get through to 2nd place, but it wasn't enough. He was battling for the lead with the final person I'm going to talk about here, Chase Briscoe. Chase going a very long time without a victory, no wins before this season, but in the final round before the playoffs, he managed it at the Southern 500, no less. He came on the radio like, heck yeah, guys. You know, he was absolutely elated, and so he should be. Win and you're in. He's in. He's done it. Incredible performance in the end to take victory at the Southern 500. He was really battling it out with the likes of Larson and Denny Hamlin. Denny Hamlin being very forceful at times during this race. race, he put a very aggressive overtake on one of the drivers playing the second stage. So he was really going for it. Lawson going for some more stage points. Not like he needs more of them, he's got enough as it is, but more wins will definitely help him. It's not going to hurt him, is it? But yeah, there we go. Briscoe getting in through the line. Incredible performance for him in the end. So the guys that I think were on the bubble that made it through in the end were, of course, Chase Briscoe has got that victory, and then both Ty Gibbs and Martin Truex Jr. are the only guys to make the playoffs without a victory. So those are the drivers in the playoffs. Like I said, I'll do an explain video running down who's in the playoffs, how it all works, how this system all works and everything, because I love NASCAR, don't get me wrong, but the point system that NASCAR has is extremely complicated. So I'm happy to sit here and do my best to explain what's likely to happen, or what's going to happen really with the playoffs. But there we go, guys. Chase Briscoe's first win of the season into the playoffs. Buescher, Wallace, Chastain, Busch, so close to getting in, but not quite enough in the end. What did you think of the Southern 500, guys? Let us know in the comments below. And who is your pick to win the NASCAR Cup Series Championship at the end of the playoffs? So me, personally, with the form he's in at the moment, I can't look past Kyle Larson. He's an incredible talent, and I think he's looking like the heavy favourite for that. But we'll see how it goes. Yeah, let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and see you very soon for some more content on the world of stock car racing here on the NASCARchronicle.com.